Hello once again. Sorry it's been a while since my last video. I've been trying to set up a couple of things. From this moment forward, I'm here to give you hopefully some good news that it has been brought to my attention from people that I've helped out in the past that have seen my channel, um, mainly friends and family members, that maybe I should be setting up a way to field questions and answers from people out in the YouTube stratosphere or whatever you want to call it, the ether or stratosphere, whatever the channel. And in terms of maybe there's some way that if you've got a situation on your hands and you've got something broken, pretending that this is broken, just by example, it's not really broken, it's just an example. Okay, then maybe you've got a situation to where you need some help in finding a DIY method or a repair kit for your given item, DIY or otherwise. So I discovered that in the past and going to the hardware stores, the national hardware stores, or even the local ones, that I often get stopped by several individuals, and they do ask me questions, and I politely answer them for them just out of courtesy. And sometimes, they give me kudos and whatnot, motivation to help other people. And in doing so, it makes my day way better. So once again, what I'm going to be doing from now on, as in the description area, I'm going to be setting up a way for you to reach me. And if you like, just as a voluntary basis, it's not really necessary, but I would appreciate it if you would visit the way to send a monetary thank you in doing so. So the way the setup is going to be like this: you've got an item that you need fixed, DIY or otherwise. I need you to send me your information via email. All this information will be in the description on the bottom for the video, along with the way to, like I said, to send a monetary thank you. So what you'll do is you'll contact me, give me a description of what you've run into in terms of like how do I either modify an item or how do I go about repairing an item to make it once again a workable either device or appliance or so on. Now, I do often give warnings in terms of, you have to be careful when modifying things that go beyond their limits, as in the wax melter, which in the last video, I wanted to point out a little bit further where the safety tab was because it really doesn't show up on the video. So I'm going to point it out one more time with this nifty little pointer. Okay. The safety tab is right there. See where the yellow pointer is? It's right there. And yes, I'm using a wall anchor as a pointing device. That's the safety tab that you have to kind of persuade out of the way just a little bit for the dial to rotate and go beyond its limits. But like I said, once again, do it with some sense of precaution. You do not want to harm yourself or the device. And in terms of getting water or maybe wax to boil, especially wax, it does have a flash point. Please be careful. So going back to the example that I'm setting up, I'm going to be setting up a repair shop per se. I'll still be doing how-to videos and DIY videos, and in doing so, I often find myself thinking, well, hey, I know there's people out there that need my help. And in doing so, I would like to think that they could reach me somehow via email. And then once again, be a donation. If you'd like to send a donation my way, I would appreciate it. One thing I forgot to mention in the last video, I am going to pause it just briefly, and I'm going to show you this really nifty tech trick that I forgot to show you. Here's a tech trick I forgot to show you. Once you have your item situated back in its housing, and you have the appropriate wires positioned in their locations and out of the way. So what you do is use paper clips to guide you. Paper clips that have been strained out. Hopefully they're the same length to guide you, in a sense, in putting the assembly back together. Sometimes when things are taken apart and or modified or repaired, it makes it very difficult to put the item back together. So what you do is you need a way to guide yourself back to the appropriate location for putting the cover back on. Now I initially can't do this one-handed. I've even tried using both hands, but I get somewhat nervous. But trust me, this does help out. I'm going to pause the video for a second just to prove it. Okay, it took me a couple of seconds to try. You can see that the paper clips, the ones that are strained out, help you guide the assembly back together. This is one of those little tech tricks that I like to show people how to do. Things that I've discovered in terms of, a shortcut or so. So what you do is you do your best to reposition the item back together, so that way you can reassemble it. Right. And today's bonus is this. Sometimes you'll find different items that help you organize different kits. This is my sewing kit. I know it sounds kind of odd for a technician to say that he knows how to sew, but trust me, this is a very important life skill to learn. Sewing is not just for one individual person. It's for everybody. You can make repairs to various things made out of cloth. Okay, so that's a video for today. Once again, I'm going to be setting up the necessary links, so that way it'll be easier to reach me if you need help in repairing or modifying an item safely. I do not like making modifications that hurt people. There's no sense in that. Safety is very, very important to me. So thank you for watching my video, and y'all have a good day.